Hello, people. It's Brian here from quantlabs.net coming to you live on YouTube, unannounced. I just thought I would talk about my latest Dukascopy adventures along with forex trading algorithmically and the software, Jforex, and my experiences with both the API and the Python. So I have no idea how many people I'm going to get. So hello, Mr. Viewer. Lots of viewers now all of a sudden. Wow. So I just want to see the reach on YouTube compared to the Facebook stream I just did for like 10 minutes or something. Anyways, I just wanted to go over my experiences so far with forex trading algorithmically, just to see let you know about my experiences so far with Dukascopy, Oanda, Java, Python, algo trading. Over the years, I've been working with a lot of different technologies, a lot of different programming languages, but I do find I can't move away from Python. I'm kind of addicted to it. But I did try to use Oanda about a month ago. I have been with Oanda back in the winter, February sometime, and I couldn't get. They were just bringing on their new version to the V2 API at Oanda. I found the support was pretty weak, and I couldn't get too far with it, so I gave up on it. So over the last number of months, I've been focusing on the final stage of where I'm at. I've got everything pretty well in place if I do decide to go with Python. But I would have preferred to stay with Oanda. But just so everybody knows, Oanda's gone through an ownership change. I just said this in this Facebook little, I'm just testing this stuff out with forex versus, with Facebook versus YouTube live streaming and just seeing the reach. So far, I'm pretty happy with this. Anyways, so with the Oanda, I found it just wasn't what I want. 2 days support via email. I got it working. It just didn't feel right. I did dig deep for reviews. I did see a lot of negative reviews on Oanda. On Forex Peace Army, you could just check out that, Forex Peace Army, and then just search for Oanda. You'll notice there's a lot of negative comments. They don't respond. Dukascopy, if you do the same search, Forex Peace Army, Dukascopy actually respond. So, yeah, I've been digging and playing a lot with Dukascopy over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, and I've been pretty happy with it. Like I was saying in my last stream, I like it where the API, it's pretty straightforward. If you're used to using a reach it tail trading platform, like let's say, I don't know, Ninja Trader or MetaTrader, you could do some pretty powerful thing with these platforms, but from the coding end, it's a very easy process. But when you start working with interactive brokers, it's not as straightforward. So when you're working with Jforex and the API, it's very, very similar to the retail platforms. So I was pretty happy about that. The documentation's pretty good. The support is still slow on Dukascopy. They say, I have no idea how long it would take. They do have a support forum, and it's really hit and miss with that support forum at Dukascopy, where you could put up a question, you may get somebody from Dukascopy actually responding, and you could have other postings as well that just go unanswered. And that's a big challenge, but I'm still being able to accomplish a lot with Jforex and the APIs. The nice thing about Jforex and the API from Dukascopy is you have 2 versions. You have a Java class that you can write and then have it inserted or installed into a live session of Jforex. Jforex is a very powerful platform. I really like it. You can do a lot with it. If you haven't seen my Dukascopy channel on my YouTube channel, do check it out. I've been posting a couple of more videos on it, and it's been pretty powerful. You can do scraping on Dukascopy. Oddly enough, you can do high speed trade. I won't say it's high frequency trading. There's no way, but you can do a lot on the tick level. The powerful thing with Dukascopy, I have to say, is when you're working with ticks, you also get the bid and ask plus the bid and ask volume, which is really nice, because if you're watching price action, that's where you want to be, because you can watch that volume of the bids and asks as they come in, and you can use that as part of a strategy. Hint, hint, for those that are watching. So that's really powerful. I have played with the software development kit, the SDK. You could do some pretty heavy duty stuff with it. So what I'm saying is you build a standalone Java class, and that will live in a Java archive file called a jar file. And that works pretty nice. And the API is pretty straightforward. So the other option you can do is build out a Java class that you have to comply with, obviously, the API with a certain number of methods, like on start, on stop, what you do when you have a tick come in, what do you do when you have a message from the Dukascopy servers, what do you want to do with that, and what do you want to do when you have bar data. So you have lots of controls within those methods that you would override on your parent class that you're implementing on your Jforex. It's quite nice, and it's very easy to understand and pick up. And because it can be very confusing, obviously it's in Java, I have been experimenting a lot with 5 instruments at once, and you can have it on tick for each instrument as they come in and maintain certain state. And you can also, not only that, but they have a very powerful indicator class, which is great because you don't have to do any of the math per se. You can do things like ATR, all your technical analysis, all your moving averages, indicators, which is part of the API. So it's kind of nice. So I really like that, and you could build some very powerful things within the Jforex. And the nice thing is when you can, in Jforex, you can start up a list of strategies and then have your strategy run and just press a play button, and it will open up your strategy, all done in Java as a Java class, obviously a jar file, and then be able to do whatever you want on the data within that set of methods in the class, and then process the data, and then maybe run an indicator, a combo of indicators, and have some trading logic, and then make some automated trading decisions on that. It's very fast. Very fast. It's really, really impressive. And it's not difficult to set up. So if you know Java, you're in good hands. If you're not, I think it's worthwhile. If you want to use Dukascopy, it's a good platform to start with. And also the CFDs are pretty good too, because you get all the major asset classes, like your treasury, gilt from the UK for treasury. You also get not a lot of selection for the commodities, but you do get some metals, some, I think you get one agriculture like corn. You might get the WTI oil. And I think there's like not many commodities, which sucks, but it's a good way to practice by building out your strategy and practice against this live market data that comes in. It's really good. And in that same class, you can have your order execution, or just have it generate trading signals, which is pretty good. Funny enough, with all the guys and the odd lady that's part of this so-called community, what I do find, not a lot of people are having automated execution, which is quite odd because I'm going full in. I'm having more difficulties with the position management than the strategy itself. The strategy is not that difficult. Maintaining the state of all your data is it's challenging, but the real hard part is when you put an order in to Dukascopy. What happens is then you can have multiple positions within that order. So what I'm saying is you can have an order, put on one position, half a position as a risk to see how the market will move. And then as you feel more confident, you can add more positions into that order, into the same order, which is good. So what I'm saying is most traders will just put in one order, put in a stop loss, and then take profit. What you're doing when you do that is you're telling the broker what your closeout will be, your closeout data, obviously your stop loss and your take profit. When you do that, you're signaling back to the broker what you're doing. And I think Dukascopy is an ECN, but there may be some predatory algorithms out there that may see these stop losses and take profit and somehow monkey around with your order by driving it up, or just a lot of unnecessary predatory activity that may go on. I don't think that would happen within Dukascopy. I don't know if they allow it. I don't know yet, but I will get answers as I get towards that. But the good thing is, if you are worrying about stop hunting, you don't have to tell Dukascopy what you're doing. So you just put in a regular market order. Don't send out your stop loss or your take profit. But what you can do is you can store it in your database in your NoSQL, like I said, with Redis. And that's what I've been building out now. And I've been pretty happy with it. It's a lot of maintenance to get that working. And as I was saying in my previous stream, that's probably the most difficult thing, is to maintain that position handling and reconciling all the open orders, and at the same time have your data come in, and at the same time having your strategy run to know when to close out that order or that position. And at the same time, you may have your portfolio running to test your risk and your tolerance on your risk. And this can all be done in real time, and throttle that risk to either draw down your positions, or meaning close out your positions, or a number of factors. So that's obviously pretty important to have. So you have to have a pretty good setup to do that. And I think you may need to do it 100% in Java to pull it off, because when you try to do it, and what I'm trying to do with Python, and then having a message queue or a bridge between Redis, using Redis, the NoSQL database, between the Java and the Python to be able to maintain that can be pretty tricky. So that's what I'm working on. I'm hoping to get this done in the next few days, so I gotta have a new video available to show people how to do that. I won't have it up for very long, that's for sure. But I'm just very curious what people think of it. If you guys have any comments, I don't know if I have. Let me just see. Well, yeah, we can chat. So I should have said that. We're up to 9 people. This is my first stream here. So, but I know if you guys got any comments or questions, let me know. Because yeah, we can definitely do this. But I was just saying earlier, I want to be able to do screen sharing with this. I'm sure it can be done, but this YouTube has a much higher reach than Facebook, that's for sure. But if you got any questions, and if not, I can probably end it. Let me just see here. I'm just trying to see what we have here. We have control room. We have my camera. Oh, I have it. Hey, guess what, folks? I have a screen share. Woo! Okay, just give me a second here, and I might pull that off. As my guests hide their audio from my broadcast. So I'm just trying to. I'm new at this, so I'm going to fire up my screen share in a minute. Here, just give me a second here. Okay. So I'm going to pull up my, what do you want to see here? I'm going to show off my Dukascopy. Just give me a second here. I'm going to pull it up. And supposedly we can do a screen share. Okay, I'm just pulling up my, I'm going to pull up my Redis server. So we can't do this on Facebook, but we can do this on YouTube, which is good. Okay, let's see if I got my Jforex. Oh, okay. Has anybody got any questions? If somebody can respond, that'd be awesome. So what I'll do is I'm just pulling up my Jforex right now. Takes a bit of time. There's two versions built into Jforex, which is the Jforex 2 and 3. The 3 is a new one. I don't know the difference between the two. On the pop-up, it does bring up a lot of difference. Okay. Okay, so let me pull up, okay. You guys can obviously see me. So I'm gonna do a screen share here. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my entire window here. Let me know if you could see my screen, okay? If somebody can give me a yes, you can see my screen so I don't make sure I'm not wasting people's time here. Can you guys see my screen okay? Okay. So just give me a, just typing out here if you could see my screen. If anybody out there just want to say yes on the chat. It's supposed to be a chat here. Okay, well, I'll just assume you can. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is, on the right is my console for Redis server, and then on the left, that one is for the Redis whatever client. So I'm just going to show you some stuff that you can do. Okay, so yeah, so what happened there was we've got data just pushed into Redis. So if I just did a get a set hello hi there. So if I go get hello, basically it's a document store. So that's how Redis works. It's very fast and it's in memory. It's pretty powerful. Hooray for that. So far so good. Anybody? Okay. So this is Jforex. So I'm in the strategy list. So what I can do is I can run this strategy called test Redis. It's done in Java. And I'm just compiling it to see if it works. It loaded up okay. So what I can do now is I can fire it up. Actually, it's running right now. Is it? Okay, let me just fire this up. So test Redis is now running. Okay, so basically I can connect into Redis from within my Redis. Sorry, I can connect into Redis using Jforex. Okay, so basically what we've got here is if I load up the code. I'm just going to do this within okay. So just trying to, funny. I'm just trying to figure this out here. Okay, so we got a running strategy and I want to turn it off. So local run. Oh boy, looks like we can't stop this. This is not good. This is a strange bug. I've never seen this before. And can't stop it. Anyways, I do have another one. Okay, so we have this one. I could probably show you that code. Okay, so here we go. So basically what you need to do is you need to make available your JETUS library. So you have to download this. There's a JETUS library that you have to download. So just like here, it's requiring the log4j. You have to do the same thing with the JETUS library, which is called JETUS. And then from there, you can work with the Redis commands using JETUS within this strategy. And that's what I'm kind of doing in a nutshell. I have no idea how to stop this strategy. Okay, I'm going to quit my Jforex here. But in a nutshell, that's how it works. So let me just turn that off. So that's kind of how it works. Not much, I know, but in a nutshell, that's how the Jforex works. As I said, I've got some code here. Let's just see here. So this is the Java, and this would be a typical strategy that you can install into that into the Jforex. But the cool thing is you can also call Redis as well within this same strategy, and then you can have that load into Jforex. Makes sense. Here, this is a Python script. So basically, what you can do with a Python is I'm using a Python package called what's it called? There's a Redis Py. No, I'm just trying to find out. This is all impromptu. I didn't know I can get this far, but there is a Redis library or package sort for Python. Okay, so if I go to Python 3, I can import Redis just like that, connect into it, and then do some calls and download and interact with the data. So that's basically what I'm doing here within this script, and then calling Redis and interfacing with it, and then pushing data back and forth between Jforex and these Python scripts. They're pretty cool because you can use Redis as a message queue, right? And you're good to go using that concept. So we got 9 people. Impressive for unannounced. So that's basically what I'm doing. The hard part is, as I said, using Redis with as the back end, the backstore, and the message queue, and then using the Jforex as well as your Python script. There's another way to do it as well. I talked about there's 2 ways to use a Jforex or Dukascopy. Now, what I'm going to show you is NetBeans, the Java JDK. This is pretty cool. Let's see if you can see my screen or not, or my. Sorry, hang on here. So I am going to show my entire screen again. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so what should be coming up is my NetBeans. So here, if you could see it or not, I'm not sure. Let me kill, nope. Okay, so Jforex SDK is coming up. You can easily download this SDK software development kit from Dukascopy. But there's a couple of cool programs, or what do you want to call them, from the SDK that you can use. So if you go under source, there is two things you may want to check out. Under single test, we have here tester. Okay, let me just show you here. In this program, we have the Jetis, as I was telling you. This is how you want to import the Jetis, which is Redis, using this library, and then use this annotation. So this makes this Java jar file external to the project, and then you can access it. So if I could find, so I mentioned earlier with Jforex or Dukascopy, the API, you can basically implement your I strategy, which is part of the API. And then in there, you have to override certain methods, and each method can be overridden. So you can have a method with your on start. So on start, obviously, do a bunch of coding. You can also have control when you have a bar come in, when a tick comes in, when you want to take down the strategy. You can run some code. Also on messages for when there's an event risen, when you get a message from the on the servers from Dukascopy, and I believe any changes on an on account as well, you can throw some code in there as well. It's all event driven. So here in the on start, what we want to do is to be able to connect into Redis, which is localhost 6379 on the port in the Redis here. And then, yeah, you can do all kinds of cool stuff where you can get data, or market orders, or whatever you want using whatever design pattern that's available using Jetis. It could be pub sub. You could also use L range and L push, set and get, or whatever's available in Jetis you can do. And then you can interact with the data as well as the Dukascopy data as well, and your orders from Dukascopy. So it's all connected there. So this is a standalone Java class. It's pretty cool. So as an example, there's this thing called tester main. Actually, let me just run this just to show you what it will do. Run. No, there's no, this thing has no main, I guess. No. Okay, so let me just run this tester main. What this does, this is an actual strategy within Dukascopy, and that's the default sample file or sample Java file, a typical strategy. So what you do here is you have your main, and then, as I said, you implement, you have your stop, your connect, and then whatever you want the code to do, which is obviously going to be your trading logic as well as your execution. So I can't obviously go through this in a nutshell, but basically what it's doing is it's setting up all the instruments, subscribing to the instruments, setting up your initial deposit, and I want you to pay attention. This is $50,000, and then basically run this strategy called My Play. And what my play does, or sorry, moving average play, basically what it has, and Ciro got some Redis code in here as well. And then you could set up indicators. Here we set up a moving average or exponential moving average. We could have all the different data or indicators we want, and it's very powerful. So remember, this is on tick. So when we get a tick coming in, we can then collect the data. Here we're just collecting it every 10 seconds, only the bids, and then just all we care about is the median price and the average of the 14 days. Okay, and what it does is based upon, I think there's a slow and a fast moving average. So there's two different ones at two different periods. If one crosses over the other, what we can do is we can submit an order, put a sell in, or we could put a buy. And these are all the different parameters that go with the order. Obviously, there's a sell or the buy. We can set the quantity. These two are the stop loss and take profit. And then I believe these are the these two are the stop loss, and this one's a take profit. So in this case, we're signaling back to the broker these both a take profit and stop loss. Okay, and then what we can do here is we can do all kinds of stuff and do some cool data stuff, I guess. Let me just try to see if I can get this running because I had to change my account. There was a demo account, so let me just attempt to run this. And let's see what happens here. Okay, so it's going to connect. I'll know if it's going to fail or not. So let's put the authorization out there. Yeah, it's connecting. I think it's authorized. And now it's going to set up the data, all the instruments. And now I believe it's going to watch the data, all the threading, running the strategy. So it's already called on start. So it's now running. So if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to generate a report. I have shown this report before. It's quite shocking how the report comes off. Let me just see here. No, we want tester. Okay. So right now the strategy is running. Usually it takes about 15 seconds, but depends upon the market data and the data conditions. So you can see here it's starting strategy, and I know somewhere it's in here. So yeah, there's no report in this one. How am I doing with people? How's everybody doing out there? Cool? Anybody got any questions so far? I'm in the chat mode right now. No? Okay. All right, so it's still running. What's the report? Yeah, here it is. Let me see if I could find a couple sample reports for you. Okay. Okay, let me just see if we can find that. Okay, so in the meantime, she's still running. Questions? 8 people. I don't know if that's a good sign. Let me just see if we could find copy this guy. Okay. Let's see if I can do a find. Okay, let's check out this other file. Okay, so I am going to navigate to that file. Okay, so let me just so I gotta go to boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, just give me a second here. No. I got so many files, it's crazy. Okay, let me close that. All right, so we want workspace Java, Jforex. Is this the one we want? Is this report? Let me just show you one report that gets generated by one of these things. Open with Safari. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, so as I said, we start with $50,000. Here's the bids. So this was done a few days ago. Last TIG. There's no orders in this one, so this one's not a good one. But I can't remember what asset this was for. Oh, this was for Brent crude. I think it was an overnight thing, and there was just no ticks coming in. Not a good one. Let me try this one. Okay. Okay, so this is a euro. Same thing, they're all empty. They are all empty for some reason. Let me see if our strategy is finished. Can I kill it? Hopefully. No, nothing got created. Okay, we have another option. We can do this one. This one is the same, but it has a little GUI to it where it will run all the charts or display all these charts. Okay, so let me make sure that everything. This may not run actually because of my account. Yeah, it's not running. Nope, nope. Authorization is the authorization, okay. JSTOR, so it did get authorized. It's connected to the Dukascopy. And again, you can download this code from Dukascopy. So right now, this strategy is actually running, okay? So right there, it's put in some positions with a stop loss, 52.18, take profit of 52.43. So now it's running in the background. So you could have this running, and I ran this a few times, and oddly enough, this took a big loss. So there's not enough price action, it looks like. Oh, no, there we go. It's right here. There's a gap of some kind. So it may have already taken one position. It's pretty cool, this thing. But usually it runs for not too long. So there might be some upward momentum here. Let me just see how anybody got questions so far? This is one of the most advanced applications I've seen where it's running algorithm. I can never say it systematically. I'll just say that. So let's try and do something. Well, do I just pause this? Okay, let's just see how. So we pause that. It's going to see if a report gets created. So our report is called. Okay, so this is called report. Let's see if it's been, yeah, today. So let's check it out. So we start again with 50,000. We finish our deposit $2,000 down. It looked like it took on a position and took a big loss. So it's just one algorithmic presentation of how this can work, but it's pretty cool how this can run live, and that's against I think live data as well. If you were to run this moving average play strategy, pretty cool stuff. So that's pretty well what I'm working on. If anybody's got any questions at all, if you guys got any questions, let me know. That's basically what I'm working on top of the position handling with the database of Redis. That's pretty well it. Anybody questions? No, no, no. If not, I'll disengage because what I'll show you, and hopefully I'll have this thing up and running in the next few days. No see anybody here. All right. Well, I guess I'll have a good day. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching too.